Good morning. Got a 2011 CRV in the shop today. Going to be changing the VTC actuator. This one in the mornings makes a rattling noise on startup and it goes away in like 1 second. This is typically the VTC actuator. So we're going to run through that right now. A quick game plan. I'm going to be pulling the valve cover and the tensioner on the side. There's a window that you can unbolt. Put it in TDC obviously before we remove that. Then we're gonna mark the chain, you'll see, with the corresponding marks on the gears. And we're gonna do this by removing the VTC actuator from the cam without removing the timing cover. Here's a look in the passenger side wheel well, and as you can see, this is that plate I was talking about. Behind that is the tensioner. But first we're gonna go up top, remove the serpentine belt, remove the valve cover, get it in TDC, and then I'll take this off down here. I got the valve cover off. So this is our VTC gear right here. Oil gets fed into this gear, and over time, I actually don't know what happens, but the oil drains out of it, and then it takes a little bit to fill back up, and that's why you hear the rattling when you start it up when it's cold. But anyway, there's a mark on the gear right there. I'm gonna spin the crank, and it's gonna go all the way around and match with a mark on that side. Here's a little arrow indicating up. So yeah, let's spin this around right now, and then we'll break this loose while the chain is still tensioned, and then we'll work on getting the tensioner off the bottom. In order to get this little timing tensioner here to back up, you spin the crank counterclockwise, and then you can stick a pin inside of the hole on the tensioner, and then you spin it back into time, and that will hold the tensioner from pushing out onto the chain guide. Alright, quick check-in. So on the bottom, I got the tensioner off. So we're gonna have a loose chain here. I can actually move this cam gear slightly this direction, which will give me a little wiggle room over here. But we're at the most critical part because we cannot let this chain drop If the chain drops, you run the risk of losing the timing on the bottom gear. So it's really important to keep it like this. I have these bungees on here. That's gonna hold tension up on the chain. And then on the back here, I got my zip ties holding the chain on the gear so that that doesn't skip any teeth. That's always stressful, getting that gear out without this thing moving teeth. But, I didn't say earlier, but I marked this here with whiteout, and that's gonna correspond with the dot that's on the new gear. So what I'm gonna do is take the new gear, put it in time, and then slide the cam into it. And here are the gears. So if you see right there, that's one of the dots, and corresponding dots right there. Quick update, I got all these cam holders torqued down. The torque spec on those was 16 foot-pounds. Got this bolt torqued down. The torque spec on that is 85 foot-pounds. That one's kind of hard to torque by yourself, so you need a helping hand to hold the cam from spinning. I then put the crankshaft on, the crankshaft pulley. I released the pin from the tensioner, and then I put the cap back on over that, the cover. And then I spun the cams 360 degrees, and good news, everything is in time. So thank goodness, because I really didn't want to have to take this timing cover apart. But anyway, I just got to put the valve cover back together. Got this thing all back together. Pretty straightforward. Same as taking it apart. Let's fire this beast up. Quiet. Sounds good. Let's take us out for a drive. Just a couple thoughts I have on this job. It's pretty easy actually. The most stressful part is really just sliding the old cam out and making sure the chain doesn't jump teeth on the lower gear. On one occasion I did have that happen to me. I put it all back together and I had to take it all back apart and realign the lower timing. So I actually had to take the timing cover off. So it turned into a nightmare. But that only happened once, and ever since then, I do the job this way, the way the book actually tells you to do it. It tells you to do it this way. So, if you take your time, you're patient, you follow the instructions in the service manual, you can get this done. Just use this video as a guide. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Another one done. See ya.